y'all, welcome to my channel. I'm Deborah, and today I am doing the video for the May update for the This is Pantasy project. This is through the Fantastic Ladies Collab Facebook group. It was started by Allie from Allie in Wonder in Alleyland. Always get that backwards. And it goes from October 11th to October 11th of 2023. That's National Mythology Day, and Allie provided us with a lot of prompts based on mythological and fantasy creatures. I have been adding ones from my own traditions here in the Southeast U.S. and some of the Native American stories, some of the Gullah stories, because I finished all the ones that we started with. So I'm adding some of my own stories. And today I have a lot of exciting stuff to talk about. So the last one of the original prompts that I had was Basilisk, a serpent-like monster that was bred by dark wizards, and the prompt for that was a dark matte shadow. And I had put in Drizzled from the ColourPop Sorbet palette, and I have Pan in it. Yay! So this one is rolling out. That was the last of the original prompts that I had. So now I just have my own stories. Well, not my stories. I guess they could be considered my stories. The second product that I had, I told in March, I told the story of the Children of Lear, which is a story from Ireland about 4 children who were changed into swans and by a wicked stepmother. So for that, I had rolled in the Alginist eye cream because they had to spend time on 3 different lakes. So this is the Triple Algae Eye Renewal Balm, and it is also finished. So that is 2 out, 2 down. All right, the third one I had, I believe I also brought that one in April, either February or April, for the Cherokee Native American story called The First Fire. And the character I brought in was the water spider. So something that was small but mighty. And I rolled in this Bobby Brown color corrector in the shade Peach Bisque. And it is also finished, completely finished, done, done, done. I'm so excited. I loved this product. It was just the right shade. And so if anybody has recommendations about a color corrector that is cruelty-free, please let me know. Put it down in the comments below. I got one from Becca, but I'm not, Smashbox loves Becca, but I'm not crazy about it because this was just perfect. But I am looking for something, a cruelty-free option, if I can at all find one. So this one is also going away. All right, the next one that I had was, the next 2 were from Cajun stories. The first one is the Rougarou, which is kind of the Cajun version of a werewolf. Of course, you have different ways of getting to be a werewolf based on Cajun culture. Sometimes you get it by not keeping Lent, not observing Lent. And then sometimes they'll say that the Rougarou will come and get you if you don't keep Lent. So I think keeping Lent is kind of the key to it. I've rolled in a product that has 2 different uses because it is a werewolf story. I rolled in the Stila Convertible Color Dual Lip and Cheek Cream in the shade Magnolia. I don't know what I was thinking when I bought this. It is a very dark shade. I'm using this as a cream bronzer. I'm still figuring out what to do with this thing, y'all. I'm not a fan of cream products. Like I said, I don't know what I was thinking when I bought this. It has had 6 uses. It's in here for 20 uses. So hopefully by the time I get to 20 uses, I will have figured out how to use this in a way that doesn't make my face look dirty or doesn't look splotchy, patchy, um, something like that. So that one is going to stay in for a little while. It's going to go in my makeup box right there. The next one, where did it go? There it is. The next Cajun critter I rolled in was the Fifale, which is their version of the Will-o'-the-Wisp. So that falls, these fairy lights fall into a lot of cultures across the world. So what I had rolled in for that one was a lip gloss, a glitter lip gloss, something that I must have been mesmerized when I bought it because I don't do glitter. And this was Bare Minerals lip gloss in the shade Head Turner. It was a straight up pink glitter. Like I said, I had to be hypnotized and mesmerized when I bought it. But it is completely done. I have scraped it down as much as possible. And so this one is also done. So I've had 3 products that are actually finished and out of my collection. So I'm really excited about this. All right, the last product that is from previous is actually a color and not a critter. In southeast Georgia and the coast of South Carolina, and really it's kind of spread all across the southeast U.S., is it's actually a color called Haint Blue. It's sometimes a little bit bluer, sometimes a little bit greener. Everybody's kind of got their own version of Haint Blue, but the tradition is to paint your shutters and the roof of your or the ceiling of your porch this shade to keep the haints out of your house. So I had rolled in this ColourPop Color Sticks eyeliner in the shade Wear Off. It is a kind of a sea green, but I have seen people paint their houses kind of like this. It's a greenish blue. And where I come from, it's the Haint Blue is usually a little more blue than green, but there are places where this is considered Haint Blue. One of the jokes is it's called Haint Blue because it's Haint Quite Green and it Haint Quite Blue. So there you go. All right, so that one was in for 10 uses. I have used it for the 10th time today. I don't know if y'all can see, but I am wearing this eyeliner. So that one is rolling out. So I have, of the 6 products I have in here right now, 4 of them, 3 are finished and 3 are finished, 2 are goals met. So 1 hit pan and 1 is a usage goal. So I have 4 products leaving this project this week. So I got a lot of stories to tell. I'm trying to keep 5 products in here at the time. So what I'm bringing in are 3 stories from Cherokee culture. My grandmother grew up on the Cherokee Reservation, or spent most of her childhood on the Cherokee Reservation in Oklahoma. So as I've explored family links, I have picked up a lot of these stories. So the first creature I want to tell you about is called Spearfinger. And she is kind of a boogeyman character. She is usually comes to people as either a beautiful woman or an old lady, and she'll trick you into coming close. But she's got one long pointed finger on her right hand, and she will, when she gets close, she's going to stick it in you and pull your liver out and eat it. That's the story. And she does it so fast, she may not even leave a mark. But within 3 days, you're going to die because you've got to have a liver. So she keeps the rest of her hand all bundled up. She's got skin like stone. And so trying to kill her, the warriors had a really hard time trying to kill her, but she kept eating people's livers and she needed killing. So the birds were trying to tell them, they kept landing on her hand. And they kept shooting at her, but their arrows would just bounce off because her skin was made of stone. And so she had her spear finger out, and she kept the rest of her hand balled up. And different birds were trying to tell them, they were trying to land on her hand, to tell them that they needed to shoot at her hand because she held her heart in her hand, and that was the only place she was vulnerable. So after they figured out the birds weren't lying, they were able to shoot at her hand, hit her in the wrist, and killed her. And the people were free from the terror of Spearfinger. And as a result, the chickadee is kind of respected, revered, because that was the bird that told the truth. All right, so for Spearfinger, I am bringing in something that is long and thin, and I am bringing in a lip pencil. This one is an Urban Decay 24/7 pencil. These are my favorite, in the shade Rush, which is this pretty pinky nude shade. I love these shades in the summer. In the winter and the fall, I tend to wear bolder shades. In the summer, spring and summer, I start moving toward more pinky shades and pinky reds. And I also have the lipstick shade that's also called Rush. And those two together. So it's a really pretty combination. But for Spearfinger, I'm bringing in a long, thin thing that can be pointy if I sharpen it right. So that seemed appropriate. So this one is coming in to finish. That's my goal, is to finish that one. I have it measured at 9.5 centimeters, so we will watch that go down. Now the second Cherokee character I want to bring in is called the Deer Woman. And she often appears to men who are either abusive or unfaithful. And the first time they see her, that's a warning. That is their one shot across the bow, their one chance to change their ways. She is a beautiful woman from the waist up, but she has feet of a deer. She's got hooves like a deer. The second time, it's kind of one of those, don't make me have to come back there. Because if she sees them, if they do not change their ways, if they don't stop abusing their kids or their wives or cheating on them or whatever abusive, nasty thing they were doing, she will come and trample them to death. So she is a protector of women and children. That is her role in the Cherokee mythology. She is a protector of women and children. So for that one, I am rolling in something that protects me, and nobody should be surprised. I'm rolling in a sunscreen. This is from a company called Black Girl Sunscreen. It is a moisturizing sunscreen. I can actually use this instead of a moisturizer in the morning. It has jojoba oil and avocado oil. It is water resistant. It is a chemical sunscreen, but it is oxybenzone and octinoxate free. So I never had any trouble with this sunscreen as far as using it with sensitive skin. There's no white residue because it is strictly a chemical sunscreen. And this company is owned by an African American woman, and she uses part of the proceeds from her company to do sunscreen and SPF education for people of color. It's also available at Target. I love this stuff. I probably have 3 of these. I've got this one and a backup, and I've got one in my desk at work. So I just love this stuff. it is down to about here, and my goal is to finish it, and y'all know I can go through some sunscreen. I wear it every day, whether I'm going outside or not. I am not going to get melanoma like my dad. I'm determined. Okay, so that one is coming in for Dear Woman. All right, the third and final character I'm bringing in is actually, excuse me, my nose itches. It's actually a people group. So according to Cherokee legend, before they came into the mountains of what is North Georgia, Western North Carolina, Eastern Tennessee, excuse me, there was a group of people who lived there that they eventually made a treaty with and ran out of the country. But they're known in Cherokee mythology in the North Carolina, in the southern Appalachian regions, as the Moon-Eyed People. And the tales are that these people were very pale skin, very light hair, very light eyes. And they did not like being in the sun. The sun hurt their eyes. They only came out at night. We don't really know a lot about these people. The Cherokee say that they built some of the prehistoric monuments in North Georgia. Up on Ford Mountain, there's this like 850-foot zigzag stone wall that was there when the Europeans came. The Cherokees say it was there when they came, and that the Moon-Eyed People built it. We don't know any. There are a couple of effigies that were carved in prehistory that are supposedly effigies of the Moon-Eyed People. Supposedly they were very short. We don't know if this was a culture that had a high rate of albinism, but it still lives on in Cherokee mythology. There are stories about things that they warned the Cherokee about. So maybe some of those creatures will come in at some point. All right, for the Moon-Eyed People, I am rolling in a celestial product. I am trying to work through all of my palettes. I don't have the huge palette collection that a lot of people do. I only have 11 palettes, so before I bring any more palettes in, I've set a goal that I'm going to touch every shadow that I have. So I am rolling in. This is one I have not used yet this year, so it's perfect for this project. This is one I got in a BoxyCharm. It is the Venus palette by Ditto. I guess it's Ditto. But there is a shade in here called Moon. There are 12 pans in here. One of them is a really glittery, I don't know if it's an eyeshadow or a highlighter. It actually looks more like a highlighter. But they are really pretty shades. They're all named for either planets or moons. And this is what it looks like. This one is a really pretty pink, but it's really glittery. But Moon, the one for the moon, is right here. I want to use this one 5 times, but this is a no palette left behind, so I will be using all of these shades. So Moon will probably get used more than once. It's kind of a color that I would use pretty frequently. So I'm using this opportunity, looking at the Moon-Eyed People, to do a no pan left behind on this palette, and to use that shade labeled Moon at least 5 times. So that is the Moon-Eyed People. So those are my stories for this month. So 3 new Cherokee characters or people groups, and Rougarou is still in. And that's actually the only one that is staying in. So I'll have 4 for next month, and I already have the next couple of months characters, creatures, people, all planned out for the next few months. So come back and hear more stories. If you like these stories, hit subscribe, hit the notification bell, hit the thumbs up. Let me know you like the stories, and hit that subscribe and notification so you don't miss more. All right, y'all have a good day, and I'll see y'all later. Bye.